Welcome to the part of paying a monthly employee. In this case is Mr. Peter Zwane, and we start off by the reminder once again to say that in 1 hour you have lots of work to do. That's the bottom line. This is what it's all about, and we have to make the best of it in 1 hour. Hence, your planning is so important. As I mentioned earlier in other clips, we have already, Mr. Peter's runner will be loaded for you. The company will be loaded for you. You need to then create a new employee, Mr. Kubane. You need to put on leave balances for both employees, occupations for both employees, banking details of both employees, change the transaction codes when necessary, then go and do a bit of planning and comments with fortnightly, finish up with the first 2 fortnights, and then now we move towards Mr. Zwane, who is the monthly employee. So welcome aboard. When we look at the Mr. Zwane, the monthly, you'll notice that there's a code that's specific for monthly employees, and that is 5,000. So make sure that you are under Mr. Zwane. You have selected it carefully. You're not looking at the fortnight employee, Mr. Kobane. You are working with Mr. Zwane. So make sure that you go and select Mr. Zwane. You'll also notice that there's Mr. Ben Kobane, because we achieved a payslip. This is all paid out. So in order for you to get back to square one, you clear all flags, but that's not needed because you have your payslips and you're happy. So let's go right into it. Mr. Peter Zwane, enter, and we now got the monthly. Note that we have the 8 codes. These 8 codes are compulsory. Ensure that when you're creating the employee, Mr. Zwane, you clicked yes when it came to medical aid. Yes, so that you'll be able to achieve and get these 3 codes, 6172, 8000, 8002. And when you save the employee, the final part, you get the balance of them, and you clicked yes, you get the balance of these codes, 8001, 8045, 9045, 9100, and 9150. If you do not have these 8 codes present, or some of them not present, it means you did not click yes, which means you must go and capture them again. So I'm assuming that you clicked on yes, you were comfortable, use your cursor, you clicked on using your mouse button, you clicked, and you have your 8 codes. So let's dig into it. You have a code of 5,000, and the amount for this one is 47,000. So I'm going to key in 47,000. I'm going to put 1 down. And when I get this, do you want the changes to this transaction line to affect the current period payslip? You will have to click yes. So I'm now clicking on yes. And we move to the next code, which is going to be the overtime worked. In this case, it's 12 hours at 400 rands. The code is 5324. So I'm going to click in here, just type in 5324. It's going to be now giving us the quantity. Be mindful, the quantity is the amount, is the number of hours the person worked for. That is 12 hours at 400 rands. So be mindful of that. 12 hours, 400 rands, go 1 down. This computer, the app will ask you this question. Click on yes, and you notice that it calculated the figure. We move on to the next part, which is the performance bonus of 5,000 per month. Code number. Let's try to get this sorted out. 5204. So click on here 5204, and you'll find that performance bonus comes up, and you put in the amount. The amount is, in this case, it's 5,000 rands. So we've got 5,000 rands captured. Click yes, move to the next code. Receives a travel allowance of 4,500. You have to remember, whenever you have a travel allowance, you have to have this code 6026. They go together. You cannot have one or the other. You have to have both. If you have 6026, then you have to have 5501. If you have 5501, you must have 6026. And the only time you have 5501 is when you have a travel allowance. And with that comes 6026. These two codes go together. If they are not applicable for the next period, you will delete both codes. Just like in the same way you entered both codes, you delete both codes if they're not applicable. So in this case, it's applicable, code 55016026, 4,500 rands. So I'm going to key in now 4,555,5501. I'm going to click enter, and the amount there is going to be 4,500. Going one down, and I'm in. Once I'm going one down, trying to see what is going on with my computer now. Let's see. Sorry. One down. Yes, there you are. So this little features to come about and define the way. 6026, as I mentioned to you, has to come. You'll find that the computer will calculate the taxable travel portion. One down, it's a benefit. Click yes, and we're done with the tax on all the incomes. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's share 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're good to go. Mr. Zwane, he saves monthly of 1,600 rands. The savings are subtracted from his salary every month. The accumulated balance, March excluded, is 85. The balance of the savings and the monthly saving must be captured on March payslips. 8170, 1,600, and 8,500. That's what he has accumulated in the company, with the company. So you need to include this 85 and the 16. So it's 8170. Move to here. 8170. There you are. And we're going to enter the amount here. The amount of 1600, and we're going to put 8,500 rands here as stated on that question paper. 8,500 under balance. 8,500 we want now. We've captured the amount for this month. We've captured the balance, and there you are. We click on yes. So there it is. 1,600, 8,500 captured for you. 1,600, 8,500, and we're good to go to the next code. Contributes 2-3 to the pension fund, code 7,000. So type in 7,000 here. Sorry, get this down. We've got deductions. Oh, massive mix. Yeah, 7,000 here. 7,000. Enter. And we put in the amount there, which is going to be 1,600 rands. So key in 1,600 rands, and the moment we key in the deduction part of this here, we're clicking yes, you immediately go and put the employer contributions, which is 9,002, and you're going to find, because you captured the percentage, it automatically works out the contribution by the employer. So not so concerned about that issue. So just to remind you, it is 8.5% of the pension fund. So moving on to the next part here, and that is going to be the medical aid, 8091 and 9091. So let's go to 8091. Let's look at it just to intersect. What was 8091 all about? They mentioned that 2,300 you had have captured when you went onto the transactions, when you made changes. So let's see that appearing. 8091. There it is. 2300. So see one down, you click yes, all good. So the advantage of capturing on the transaction is that it's making our life easy and the amounts appear. So we finished with 8091. Now we got 9091. 9091, and we're going to go down here and we go like 9091. We find the amount was 2000 rands. Okay, you click on yes. Let's just remind ourselves. If you recall, yes, somewhere here where this 9091 is, they mentioned that our employer contributes 2000 towards monthly employees. So it's to our advantage. Yes, it's coming up to our advantage here. So what you'll notice is that we have 1, 2, 3, and there's 1, the staff phase savings 1, the pension 2, and the medical aid 3. We've covered that. We've also covered this taxable portion here, which is 6026. You don't repeat it because they don't give you an error message. We then look at the next part here, and we're going to find that yes, this does 1A. He took leave on the 18th to the 20th. Captured the sick leave. It was sick leave. It was on sick leave. So we'll also see for the second. We go to leave. There's leave here. Remember, all your figures go into the default leave, and then you click on here under the leave tab, and you will find the sick leave, the option of sick leave. Click on it. Immediately, description comes in here. Now you type the 18th. You just need to type as previously. Pascal will work out the month and the year to 20th, and it also works out the date for you. Go one down, and you're back to default. So we're done with this here. Done with benefits because we captured it whenever we had the travel allowance. If you remember, again, I'm re-emphasizing it, 5501. We've done that. We've done all the deductions. We've done the leave. Now we've got those additional 9120 and 9142 and 6410. 9142. 9142 is the bonus accrual, and we put one down, and we click yes, and get the next one, 9120, go here, 9120, and leave accrual value. Yes, that's fine because we're told to keep it as must capture it, and that's it. The last one is 6410, and that is the pension benefit. So we go one down. We've captured it, we've done and dusted. That's what it's all about here. Capture, land properly, you won't have a problem at all. That's it here. So we just save it here with combinations, and now they remind me that 5000. Here it is. This is a tricky one. I'm glad we experienced this here. Let's go and save. Combination of this code is that's fine. So we've got it here. We can see it's stated once here. So it's obviously there's an issue with the computer software, which is not a problem at all. There is no need to stress. Let's go and see what is going on here. How is it that we have a duplication here? So we look here and we find, hey, 5000 is entered once. So obviously there's a glitch on the system, not a problem. Go again. Combination of the scripture exists. That's fine. Look at it here. Click OK, and now it's taking us there. So let us do the following. Let us delete this here, and we click yes. So let's save. We know there's still one short here. We have to save. Let's save. And then we'll notice that before we could save, we got all these, suddenly it gets duplicated. So we got a 48, we got a 48. Let's go and delete this. In the software. So let's go and delete. Let's go and see if it's allowing me. 500, let me delete here. Yes, I want to delete it. 5000 because I've got it there. So 5000 there. Okay, let's go back. 5204, delete. Yes, I want to delete it. 5324. Be a bit patient. Yeah, it's not really your problem. No, this is mine. It's to do with the app. So now we've got our 3, but then we have duplicate. The 5000 is there. We've got our overtime performance board, travel allowance, correct. Let's click save and see what happens. There you go. So a little bit of a hitch on the computer side, not your issue at all. Let's make sure we have our 47,000 there. We good here, and it's not duplicated. It's already good to go. Everything is good. So whenever you have a duplication, just delete them. Don't stress about it. Take it with the stride, and we're good. Just close. Here is the process payslip. Go ahead and process payslip. So we just done that. I just want to do now check. Right, go now to and do the payroll run. And then we also can find there's a payroll run here. We will use this tab icon here. It's closer to us, ignore that message. And we then come across this payroll assistant. Click next. We click perform the final calculations. Click filter. Select Mr. Piers1A. Click OK. Click next. So we went perform. We went filter. Selected only Mr. Piers1A. Click next. Process. And we'll see what's the outcome of it. And yeah, we're going to notice here that there's our princess coming up here now. So let's get there. Maybe just for a second. So we're back to our printout and we're going to find there's Mr. Piers1A. He's a manager. And this is his income here that he had received, totaling of 61,300 rands. And these are his company contributions. The company contributed these amounts here. On the payslip, there's your balance, your staff saving. You look at it that he now at the end of March he's got 10,100 saved so far, which is correct. And this taxable portion of the travel allowance is there. We've got our net pay of 40,748 rands and we're good to go. So at the end of this particular issues and problems that we will experience, my point here is that we're going to have these little issues and we need to address them. And we will win this particular battle. That's what it's all about, just winning, because we are not quitters. And quitters, never win. That's the bottom line about them. So let's go back to what was required of you. You have your one payslip for Mr. Zwane that I just showed you. We saw two payslips for Mr. Ben Gobane. We had an occupational listing that we've done. Bank codes we did employee master file. The last one is leave history taken by Mr. Peter Zwane. Let's go back now to view screen. Let's go back to master files. Let's see whether we're going to find it here. Do we find it here? That's the question I need to look at. You need to look at. No. So where will we find this particular one here? It's definitely somewhere about the leave. You will find it. Let's look at some of them here. Look at the payroll reports. There it is here, leave, and there's your leave history here. So let's go again. You went to view, you looked around, and if you find that you can't, generally you look for a master file, nothing here, fine. You get to payroll reports, and there it is here. Click on right towards the bottom here. There's your leave here. There's your leave history here. Click on leave history, and now they just want Mr. Swanee. So let's move this here over to the right. Let's select Mr. Peter Swanee by clicking on it. It is blue the traditional way. And what I don't think they mentioned anything, so we'll just click OK. Let's see what comes up here. Right. Okay, yeah, there it is now. So we've got this here where we've got annual leave, we've got the family responsibility leave, we've got the sick leave and Mr. Zwane. And then you print it. Now here's the good news. You recall Mr. Zwane, he took 3 days leave. Oh, there it is mentioned. Now he had certain amount left and days due, he still got his 33 days and we're ready to print leave history for this period here. Perhaps we can change the dates here. Maybe that's an idea, but it's going to take you time. Maybe take the dates to the date of the 15th or 1st of March. So you can find it here, 1st of March. It'll take you a bit of time. It may be difficult to get this here. 31st of March, click OK. And yeah, we've got that. But the bottom line is you've got your leave history. And that's most important here. You need to consider. So this is what we're looking at, and he's good to go. He's entitled to 36 days leave Days due will be 33 in this instance here, and days accrued 21, opening balance 15, and printed close. That comes to the end of this particular explanation. I hope you've learned something from it. Practice will make perfect. And feel free to ask questions. Subscribe to the channel. You get some information that's going to come in handy, and sharing is what it's all about. I wish you well. Take care.